What's this, you say? A different bike? Yet again? Yes, it is. All aboard the Thruxton R. God, it's got some pull on it, I tell you. So, ladies and gents, I am indeed aboard the Thruxton R. The new Thruxton by Triumph, the 1200cc. 96 brake horsepower. Lovely, lovely bike. We'll pull over in a little while and have a look, but first off I just want to do a bit of riding on it, to be honest. We got it for about an hour and a half. I'm sorry about the shouting, the wind noise is quite loud in the helmet. It's really windy today. Plus, you're in an exposed position really, you haven't really got any sort of wind protection, there's no front fairing, just a dolloping big daytime running light. But, considering I've only been on it for about 5 or 6 miles, it feels so homely. It's not uncomfortable at all. The seating position, yeah, knees, I'm a short ass anyway, so my knees aren't really cramped up. We'll give it a go. We'll go out for an hour or so and see how it feels. But already I'm liking. You can just sit in 6th gear as we are now and pootling along at 50. No cares whatsoever. So we're just down Portsdown Hill, just to the north of Portsmouth. We'll turn around, we'll go back down. It's a very nice route down here. We are in race mode. Bloody hell, it's got really good grunty engine from not far up in the revs at all. Oh, the brakes are quite strong as well. It turns in nicely, nice and smooth. Oh yeah, those brakes, they'll get you out of trouble. So we're sitting at 50 miles an hour behind a bit of slow moving traffic, and we're going to test out this low rev grunt at only, what, 3,000 revs? Ah, yep, she pulls. Yeah, she turns in nicely actually. Oh, she sounds lovely. I still think with a pair of aftermarket pipes on she'd sound even better, but yeah, she does turn very smoothly. Maybe not as sharp as the Street Triple, but for a bike that weighs about 210 kilos I think it is, fully ready to go, not bad at all. I've ridden a lot worse. The clip-ons, they're not very low, your back isn't really stretched. I think this bike could be a multitude of things. It could be a little cruiser, you could easily commute on this if your work wasn't too far. But I'm not sure I'd want to polish it all the time. It's too pretty, which I'll show you in a little while. You could poodle on these back lanes and then turn up the wick if you wanted to. God, yeah, it handles well. God, it gets up to 60 in no time. Oh, I love that little jump. So I'm pretty sure I read that it's got the same wheelbase as the Speed Triple, so not that dissimilar to the Street, to be honest. The power is about 96 brake horsepower. The sound, as you hopefully are picking up on the audio here, is lovely. It's not very loud, it's quite soft, but the parallel twin does sound glorious. And the revs are really, you know, smooth to climb. There's quite a bit of power low down. It handles through these little bends really nicely. It's very stable as well. Once you've got it on its side a bit, it doesn't feel like it's moving around much. That's probably thanks to the Öhlins, I think they're Öhlins adjustable suspension. Like I said earlier, the clip-ons are nice and low. They're not uncomfortable at the moment. There's not a lot of weight on the wrists actually. They seem at quite a good, almost like it's tailor-made for me height. But the engine, it just purrs. It's lovely, very relaxing, very smooth. Oh, it just sounds great. And you can leave it in quite a high gear and just rev from the bottom, because all that power is nice and juicy. It's quite low down. Test these brakes again. Oh yes, they are strong as hell. Yeah, you get quite a lot of looks on this as well. I mean, it does look like an old looking bike. Obviously it's the most recent iteration of Triumph's Modern Classics. That's the sign we were looking for, not the birds, the national speed limit one. Gearbox is nice. It's not so smooth for the clutchless shifting, but let's just leave it in a tool gear now, see what it does. Yeah, it pulls lovely out of the corners. Nice feedback from the tyres. Oh, yeah, tyres feel like they've got good feedback. It's not the most warm of mornings. It's quite windy as well, hence why we've got quite a lot of wind noise, hence why I'm afraid I'm shouting a little bit. But I'm hoping that the GoPro's picking up the audio from this, because it sounds really nice. And I'm just sat in 4th gear, pootling through the villages. So the suspension is quite firm, not jolty, but it is on the firm side. Obviously you could change that with your adjustable shower suspension forks, as hopefully you can see on the camera. If not, I will show you in a little while. This one has not got heated grips. The Triumph Bonneville T120, the new version, has. Clutch is nice and light. It's ride-by-wire, so you've got your modes. We are in a sport mode, which we'll probably keep it in. In fact, we'll try. So I'm just trying to change it on the go. Oh yeah, clutch in and it changes. There we go. So we're in road mode now. Softens the power delivery. Doesn't lessen the power at all. I think just rain mode does that. So it revs up. It's showing here the red line at 7,000 revs. But to be honest, I don't think you really need to take it much over 5,000, to be honest. All that torque is really low down, nice and grunty. And even in top gear in 6th, it will pull from 70 miles an hour. It's like a steam train, it just builds and builds. Do you know what? I took out the scrambler. It's on one of my earlier videos, and that was so much fun. The air cooled, you know, the 865, is it? I can't remember the engine size now, but it was really good fun. It sounded amazing with the aero cans, and I think this with a nice pair of cans on it would also sound really nice. It does already, but just a little bit more depth to the sound. No, there is still power beyond that 5,000. Straight in. That I would call real world poke. There's no point in having it all at the top end, because you don't want to go screaming around everywhere. That sounds brilliant, it really does. I so hope the audio's picking that up. Obligatory biker blip under the bridge. What can I say? It powered out in 3rd or 4th gear then, and it just kept going, it kept building up speed. This great little bike. I want one. Right. Ignore what I was saying before about all of the power being really low down. That might be true for the Bonnie, I don't know, but this pulls all the way up to that 7,000 revs mark then. This bike is versatile, I think. You could easily sit at 60 all day long down these nice A roads. You could cruise through villages in 3rd and 4th, listening to that lovely little soundtrack behind you, or you could turn the wick up and you could ride this thing. You really could. This thing handles nicely, it's got really strong brakes, suspension's firm but not too sort of clashy. No, that's probably not a good way of describing it, but it's not too jolty, you know, it's on the plush side of it sounds great coming in and out of villages, and that power is just all the way through the revs. It's fantastic. Okay, slight negative, the sound's quite hard to find. So here we go. Triumph Thruxton R, fully adjustable Showa suspensions, fully adjustable Olin suspensions at the back, and their Showa suspension at the front. 1200cc, 96 brake horsepower I believe. I'm not too sure on the torque, but it feels really torquey. Daytime running lights, just lovely bike. Let's give it a bit of a blip. Oh, it sounds great. Right, I suppose I better go and take it back. Not before we have a little bit more riding to do. And those brakes as well are so good, they match that engine. A brilliant motorcycle Triumph have made yet again. I can't think of a bike that Triumph have made that I don't like. The only thing I don't like about Triumph making all these really nice bikes is because they're all brand new, they're bloody expensive. I can't afford £13,000 at the moment for a new toy. And the other thing as well is the Street Triple is such a great bike, I can't justify not having that in my life anymore. It is pretty much the perfect motorcycle for me. And if I hadn't had the Street Triple, this would have been an instant purchase, I think. This motorcycle would not be out of place on a big bike ride. You know, if you've got mates with sports bikes, I don't think you'd really struggle up until the illegal speeds to keep up with them at all. God, yeah, so both feet are down. Alright, they're not quite flat, but not far off. Tippy toes at least. And it'll wheelie as well. Well, accidentally, but it was a wheelie all the same. The handling, the cornering is actually really light. These clip-ons, I'm not used to riding with clip-ons. I think I've said it before when I've taken out the sports bikes. It takes a bit of getting used to. But yeah, they do actually help quite a lot. Okay, so let's get it down into second and give it some. Oh, that sounds amazing. Right, brake test then, down into 30. Oh, no time whatsoever. Fucking hell. They are really strong. You have to grip the tank. Well, talking about the accessories as well, so the loud pipe would be nice. And the nose cone definitely would be nice. It's a shame it doesn't come with the heated grips that the Bonneville comes with, because I can't see why you wouldn't have them on a bike like this with the lack of wind protection, element protection. And the nose cone as well, I think, sets off the bike perfectly. Give it a couple of years, I might be able to afford one of these, but I would definitely want that nose cone. Oh, that little burping and popping on the overrun. It rides nicely through the corners, it's nice and light. And then that engine sound. Wow. love it. I fucking love it. The thing is, quite often you have to have compromises, don't you? So you have to have either something that looks amazing but might not be so practical, or you might have something that's practical, right? In my opinion, like the adventure bikes, they're practical but they look like they've been crashed into a tree, you know. But this thing looks stunning. It eggs you to go on. It definitely does. It's got so much character, and yet I reckon you could put a dual seat on it and take the missus out for a lovely weekend bimble, or onto a bike rally, or I can't have two bikes at the moment, and I cannot get. So in summary then, this bike, it sounds amazing, B, goes amazing, and C, handles amazing. I'm just going to give you one more look, because this bike, I love it. I absolutely love it. Wow, that is all, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe or like. I am going to be taking more bikes out very soon. Enjoy. Ride safe, people.